It's been a minute, but I'm back. I'm a 15-year-old entrepreneur and a self-improvement enthusiast, I guess you could say. And this video is about the mistakes that I've made while being on self-improvement for the past 2 years of my life. And how if I had just done a few things a little differently, I could have been in the exact same position I am in today 14 months ago. I'm making this video so that you don't waste as much time as I did. I thought that self-improvement was easy, that if I simply said, hey, I'm on self-improvement, then everything would work, everything would improve. I wish I could say I quickly found out that this wasn't the case, but it actually took me a long time to realize this. And if I'd only realized that certain things are essential to success, then I would have reached the point that I'm at today a lot sooner. I don't want you to waste as much time as I did. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about how to avoid these mistakes and zoom past your competition, because I can guarantee you that most people go through these same things. Only some of them are in this period for a lot longer than others. And you know, some people just never pass this period. Some people give up, but not you. You, my friend, are going to be given all the tips and tricks that you need to know in this video right here. So let's get into it. Once you watch this video, you should be months ahead of your competition, literally months. And I'm so certain about this because my friend who's been on self-improvement for maybe a year or so less than me literally got to my level just because I told him these few things and I helped guide him as well. So if you wanted any more proof that what I'm going to say actually does work, there it is. Now let's get into the first and probably biggest mistake that I made on my journey. You need to stay consistent. I learned this the very hard way. Not the hard way, not the easy way, the very hard way. The way where I wasted something more valuable than money. Time. I wasted my time, and that is something that I am never ever going to get back now. And I hope that sharing this lesson with you can make sure that you don't pay the same tax that I did. When I started self-improvement, I did all the good things. I quit video games, I started working out, started meditating, I started reading. But what I did not do is stay consistent. I did not stay consistent with these things. I would never go a full week of meditating daily, and I would never train legs. I wouldn't stay consistent in anything I did, and I can bet you if I had just kept every day the exact same from that time until now, I'd be a lot bigger, a lot smarter, and most importantly, a lot richer than I am right now. I first realized how powerful consistency was one holiday when I meditated for 11 days in a row. That sounds so crazy, but just stay with me here. I know that sounds stupid, but for some context, I had never meditated for more than 5 days in a row before, and now I had just done it for 11 days. I literally never felt more zen, more calm ever in my life. It was the moment that I realized just how powerful meditation was and how it needed to be done daily. Not bi-weekly, not occasionally, not when I felt like it, but I needed to do it daily. But the time where I really realized that I needed to be consistent with things was when I sat down after over a year of trying to make my first dollar on the internet and thought to myself, why haven't I made any money yet? That's when I came to the conclusion that the only reason that I hadn't made any money yet, like the sole reason, was because I hadn't stuck to anything for long enough. The thing I had done for the longest was YouTube, and that only lasted like what, 3 months ish, I guess, like a sort of. That was the only thing that I had done consistently, and other than that, every other business had died in its first month. When I sat down and thought, why am I not rich yet? That's only when I realized that I wasn't worthy of being rich. I didn't deserve to be rich because I hadn't stuck to anything for long enough. Okay, but how did I change things for myself? How did I go from being inconsistent to being consistent? Well, here's the thing. I haven't. Okay, stay with me now. Stay with me again. I'm still very inconsistent with a lot of things I do, but the big difference is that I'm very consistent with the few things that I do, the few important things. I stick to the same business model. I read daily, I meditate daily, and I try to have the same day every day. It gets hard, you know, it does get hard, don't get me wrong, it's not easy. And I think about quitting a lot more than I would like to admit, but at the end of the day, like, I just don't quit. I don't throw in the towel. I never quit. I always keep going. And I promise you, if you keep on going, even when you think about quitting, even when quitting looks so nice, like, man, I wish I could just quit this. Even if you really think that your life could be better, like in the moment you think, my life could be better if I just stop this, bro, don't quit. Even when it's so tempting, do not quit, because I promise you, you will be successful no matter what, as long as you do not quit. The only way that you fail is by giving up. That's a Twitter quote right there. Wow, that is a tweet. When it comes to self-improvement, caring for the mind is probably one of the most important things, with taking care of your body following right after. If you have your mind right, then you have your body right. Then you will achieve your goals sooner or later. And even if you don't become super rich and famous, then you still have your mind and body right. You still have that good. Something that damn near no one has these days. I take it that if you are in self-improvement, then you probably already work out. So what I'm going to talk to you about right here is taking care of your mind. I did not take care of my mind for a very long time. I would meditate, but not consistently. I would go to bed late, consume brain-rotting content. I just wasn't in a good place mentally. Let's go deep and talk about what the problems actually were. First of all, I would go to bed late. This alone messes up a lot of things. You can't perform at the best of your ability the next day. You are less healthy. You probably spend extra time awake doing just dumb stuff, etc. Simply fixing your sleep will do so much for the mind, and it is so important for your overall health. Secondly, I was consuming pointless content in an aimless fashion. I know, big words. I was consuming pointless content in an aimless fashion. Just let that sink in. What I mean by this is that I was consuming a lot of content for no reason. Content that just wasn't benefiting me in any way. I'm talking about pointless entertainment and self-improvement content as well. I probably watched every single Hamza video before I started my own YouTube channel. Do you know how many hours of my life that is? How many hours I could have been working towards my own goals, working on my own YouTube videos? Yeah. It's safe to say that I wasn't taking care of my mind at all. Maybe I was building a strong mindset, but in the wrong way. Now, lastly, I wasn't taking care of my mind because I was simply not learning. I was doing a lot of consuming, but I wasn't doing a lot of doing. I wasn't doing a lot of learning. What I mean by learning is actually researching something, then using the new information to do something. Whether that be pass a math test or start a business, or maybe taking your business from $10 to $1 million. Learning is basically just taking information and applying it to change your actions, to later on change the result. If I had taken care of my mind and actually taken action, actually learned something, then I'd be in a very different place than I am right now. Okay, so the reason that I got into self-improvement in the first place was to, well, get girls. But the other reason I got into self-improvement was so that I could, well, make a flip ton of money, so I could get a frick ton of girls. But yeah, I got into self-improvement and almost immediately started thinking about my entrepreneurial journey. I decided that I wanted to start reselling. I made the charts and did the math and came up with the conclusion that I need $100 to start out. I pitched the idea to my mom, made a whole slideshow, showed her the math, and she actually agreed to give me the $100. But here's where I messed up. I got distracted and just never asked her for the $100. I could say school got in the way, but honestly, I was scared that I would ask her and then she'd say no, and then she'd think I was stupid. So I just never asked, and I just never got the money. It's stupid, I know. Like, the logic just isn't there, but that was actually my thinking at the time. And when I was finally actually going to, get this thing started, something happened. I found SMMA. This is a necessary canon event for everyone, but oh my god, this was a long freaking cutscene. A 6-month cutscene. The first 4 months was me just thinking about it, then 2 weeks of doing it, then 6 weeks of slowly quitting. Sprinkle in drop shipping and 2 YouTube channels in there, and I lived a lifetime of business failure in the span of 6 to 8 months. Okay, but why was this a mistake at all, and how could I have avoided it? First of all, this was a mistake because having a single successful business in any avenue is going to take a lot longer than 6 months for the average person. Having a successful business means a lot of money, a lot of status, a lot of hard work, and if you want all of that upside, you need to deal with the downside, the losses, the skepticism, the people telling you it's not going to work, people getting in your way. You need to go through all of that if you want the success at the end. I jumped from business to business because the next one seemed easier and better than the last. The grass simply seemed greener on the other side. But as Alex Ramosi says, if the grass is greener on the other side, it just means that there's a lot of manure. And I, my friends, found that out the hard way. I realized that I need to stick to one thing when I sat down and thought, why am I not rich yet? That's when it really hit me. I never stuck to one thing before. I was not consistent. And so for the last 3 months, I have been sticking to one thing only, putting my all into it, and it has actually really been working. If you want to know what that thing is, go ahead and check out my mastering marketing series on this channel. You can find out all about my story. Now I'm documenting my journey from zero, and how I'm documenting my journey from $0 in the bag all the way to my first million. Stay tuned, big things are coming. Stay working, stay healthy, get wealthy. Thanks for watching the video, I appreciate it. Yeah.